Hello everybody, I hope you can hear me. Just wanted to have that little bit of a pause. I just want to have that little bit of a pause because obviously we had the thanking everybody for the NHS. So I'm just going to wait because I know people are starting to come on now. Let's give it a little bit more time. So I hope you all managed to give your cheer as well for the NHS. And as people are coming on, keeping yourself safe. So what I thought I'd do as people are coming on, I'm just going to start off by telling you a little bit about myself and my journey with Forever, for those of you who don't know me. So my name's Louise Riley and I am a soaring manager alongside my husband Ashley. We have been building our Forever business now for nearly 25 years actually, but I started my journey as an advisory board member back in 1998, where I started training on skincare and cosmetics, and then over a period of time have gone into weight management, sports performance and nutrition. So one of the things that I really enjoy doing is training and sharing my knowledge, because not only am I qualified to be able to be on a webinar or stand up on a stage and share the knowledge I have, but also coming from an angle of being a Forever business owner myself. And I suppose you might say looking at how I can kind of reach out to help people with the right information, but in a very, I think, simplified way, in the way that we need to get across to help people build their businesses. So let me just see how we're doing for numbers. Not coming up on there. Okay, still quite still people coming on. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get going. And because obviously for those of you who may have missed the beginning of it, this will be recorded, and the recording will be available probably in a week or so, because obviously it has to go through the compliance and just make sure everything is in order, and then it will be released. So what I thought I'd do is, I know that I have shared information before about the drinking gels, and I just wanted to give a little bit of a twist, I suppose, because a lot of people at this moment in time are really wanting to focus on their immune system, their immune health. So I thought that that's what I would do as a little bit of a difference. Hang on a minute, it doesn't come up on my screen. Bear with me. Okay, don't know if that's still on. Okay, am I still on? Can someone say if I'm still on? Something just came up. Hang on, I got a question. Oh, Sylvia, yeah, people around your area have got fireworks on. It's great, isn't it? It really is fantastic that people are doing that. You can still hear me, I'm still on, okay. Something just cropped up on my screen. It's because I'm using the Forever account rather than my own. So let me just, let me continue with this. Okay, right. So let's put it back like that. Okay, so there's a picture of me. We can skip on from that. And I thought I'm going to start off by sharing with you a picture of the aloe vera plant. And this is a beautiful picture that has been taken from one of our actual plantations. I'm not sure exactly which one, but what is important as well, I'm going to talk about it later, is actually the aloe, not just the aloe leaves, but also the flower. And if you look over to the left of your screen, you can probably see one of the flowers there. It's kind of quite tall, and it's got it looks like it's spiky, but it's not actually spiky. So I've just thought, for a little bit of difference, I'm going to incorporate the whole of the plant. Now, you can go on the high street and you can find other aloes. And I think what is really important is to understand the quality of our products. And it all actually starts right at the beginning from the moment that we start to plant the little baby aloes, which are called pups. So I just want to give you a little bit of background here about the company and the care that goes into every single aspect. So we have plantations in Texas, Mexico, and the Dominican Republic. The biggest ones that we really use now are the Dominican and Texas. In fact, Dominican is the largest plantation that we have. But collectively, we have 7,500 acres. And we have 50 million plants, and together we can produce 65 million pounds, that's in weight, of aloe vera each year. Now, the most important part that we use, even though we're going to talk about the flower this evening, is the inner gel, and I'm going to put up a picture of that shortly. And what we do is we make sure that every single part of it is going to be the best it can be. So we take the pup, and that is selected by hand, and then the pups are planted by hand. And the most important part of where we plant the little pups and why we've chosen places like the Dominican is because of the amount of sunshine we have, the minerals in the soil. So you could say we look at sunshine, soil, and selection, because of course what we want to do is to make sure that that little pup is going to absorb a lot of nutrients, because it's the nutrients in aloe vera that are key. And what we want to do as well is make sure that the plants are growing to a mature size, and that's round about 5 years when we will know that they're mature enough. So even though you might be able to have a little aloe plant on your windowsill at home, it's not the same kind of thing, okay? So easiest thing to think about is if you even had an orange plant at home, where you can grow an orange or 2 or 3 oranges on your small orange tree. It's not the same as the oranges that you would get from a tree that is in the right soil, the right amount of sunshine, the amount of rainfall as well. But when we're actually talking about the watering in the Dominican, as you can see from the information on the slide, that we use solar powered pumps and we have a drip watering system, and that is actually helping us to reduce our water usage by about 90%. Let me just move my camera around like that. Now, the other thing that is important, that we want to make sure that we are giving back to the community. So we employ local farmers, and we also make sure that they're looked after, not just them, but also those families as well, by providing excellent working conditions. So we like to say that we can control absolutely everything. And in fact, I was out for a walk today with Ashley and my son, and we were talking about how proud we are to be part of Forever, because we can control absolutely everything. And when you can imagine the fact that we are vertically integrated, so every single part means that we're not having to worry about the outside world and what's going on. We have that total control. So the control is the planting season, the selection, as I said, the fertilization, where the soil is good. We also have weed control, and we use some animals to help with the weed control, not completely the animals, because they would be completely exhausted if they were having to keep eating all the weeds, but we do use goats and sheep to help with that. We also choose the right seasons for harvesting, and every single part from storage and delivery. Now, what becomes really important is when we're getting down to the maturity of the leaf, and then we have taken the leaves out of, we cut the leaf from the plant, and we make sure that the plant is still intact to produce more aloe leaves for harvesting later. And we do everything by hand, because if we use machines, they could actually have an effect on the purity and the nutritional content of the leaves. And very importantly, we want to keep it as fresh as we possibly can. So as fresh as the day it's harvested means that it needs to be processed within hours. Sometimes people will ask you how we will give back to the environment. So 20 aloe plants are equal to 1 tree. And with 50 million aloe vera plants collectively in our plantations. That means that aloe vera can cleanse the earth of hundreds of millions of tons of CO2 every year. So what we're doing, we are then taking this aloe that has come out of the gel from inside the leaf, and then what we're going to do, we're going to preserve it, okay? And we are constantly testing it at every single level to make sure it is the purest and the quality is still there. So we use two kinds of processes. While I'm talking about this, I'm just going to pop up a picture of the aloe leaf. So what we want to do then is we want to take out the gel fillet. You can see the gel fillet is at the bottom of the leaf. The bit that we don't use is the rind. And sometimes you hear about people are using what we call whole leaf aloe, and we don't use whole leaf aloe at all, because that is literally where a company will kind of use it as a bit of a filler because they're using everything. We just want to have the best part, which is the gel fillet. And what we want to do then is we want to keep it as fresh as the day it was harvested. So we have two processes. The first one is what we call the aseptic process. And we use the aseptic process on our aloe vera gel, the yellow one, which is, I've got a little baby here, and also the peaches and also the berry nectar. So these are all in what we call our Tetra Paks, the aseptic process, and the Forever Freedom is done in a different way, which I'll talk about in a moment. So what we do with those particular ones that are in the Tetra Pak, as soon as the aloe has come out of the leaf, what we're going to do then is we are going to, easiest way to think about it is put some heat or some steam over the top, and this will happen in the Dominican. And we will put this heat, steam across the top of the aloe for around about 12-15 seconds or so. And what this is going to do is going to kill any pathogens that may be actually lurking in the aloe. Not that there would be necessarily, but we want to make sure there's nothing there at all. And we don't put a high amount of heat on there because we don't want to destroy the quality or the nutritional content of the aloe. What we do then is we take the aloe after its first aseptic process, and then it is taken in big containers and it is taken to the next part of which is you might say the bottling line or the container line. So before it is put into one of these particular Tetra Paks, this is the baby ones obviously, we've got the big litre ones, it's tested again to make sure of the quality. And then what we will do is we will do another aseptic process. And what we will do as well is we will just make sure that this is after we have added the other ingredients. So we want to make sure it's completely pathogen free. And we do that after we've added the ingredients for the peaches or the berry nectar. And then it will go onto the bottling line and the seals are put on and then the lids are put on. So that is the one process that we do. The other process that we do is with the Forever Freedom, which is slightly different. Now, the reason that we do it slightly differently is because we have in the Freedom some harder particles like glucosamine and chondroitin and MSM. Now these are sulfurs, and because they're harsher particle, you have to question the fact that would the heat actually get into the center of that. So we are still using what we call preservatives, which are naturally sourced preservatives, which potassium sorbate and sodium benzoate are the ones that we use in there, and they are derived from berries. Okay, so that is the same process that on the Freedom that we use on all our topical aloes. So we have two ways that we are keeping our aloe the best it can be. So as I said, we are just going to be using the gel fillet that is actually at the bottom. Now, just out of interest, the aloe vera is related distantly to the lily, onion and asparagus family, and also a very, very distant relative of the cucumber. Now, if you just think about the inside of a cucumber, it's quite similar to aloe. So I just thought I'll just put that in because it is quite interesting. And we need to now understand what we get in aloe. So here you can see that we have over 75 known ingredients, and I've broken it down into different sections just so you kind of get an understanding of the roles of some of these things. Okay, so lignin. Now, lignin is found in different kinds of plants, and when we hear about topical aloe being able to penetrate, this is down to the ingredient called lignin. Okay, and then we have saponins. Saponins are soapy substances. In fact, if you got some aloe out of a leaf and you went like this, after a period of time, it would start to kind of foam and be soapy. So this is the cleansing part of the aloe. Now, when we were born, we were actually around about 90% water as a human, and we settle at around 50 to 70% water. So to understand that plants and animals and humans are mostly water, you can understand why the aloe plant would also be mostly water. So it's approximately 99% of the aloe is water. So what do we have in that other 1%? Well, this is where nature has delivered us a plant that is absolutely amazing, because in that 1%, we have these 75 ingredients. Now, water is a nutrient in its own right. And very importantly to understand that by drinking aloe, you are giving yourself water, which is a key nutrient that your body needs every single day, but also it's creating the right environment for all of those other nutrients, all those other ingredients to work synergistically together. So in the aloe plant, we have a collection of minerals, and I've just put a few of them on here: calcium, magnesium, manganese, potassium, sodium, chromium, copper, zinc, and iron. And then also we have vitamins, including vitamins A, C, and E, all the B vitamins, including trace amounts of B12. The other ingredients going on that you have are amino acids, contains 19 of the 20 that are required by humans, and 7 out of the 8, that's according to Bill Coates, of the 8 amino acids that we cannot actually produce ourselves. So it's a great way to get those amino acids into our body. A whole collection of enzymes. I've just listed actually a couple here which I think are important: amylase and lipase. Now, these two are found in our digestive system. Amylase is going to help to break down carbohydrates. So your carbohydrates are things that you get from your starchy carbs like bread, rice, pasta, potatoes, but then also your fruits and vegetables. And in fact, when carbohydrates are broken down, they're broken down into simple sugars: glucose, fructose, and galactose. And our body actually runs on glucose. So these are really important to support you with your carbohydrates. Now, lipase is the enzyme that will break down your fats, okay, or your lipids. Now, a very important part of what you find in the aloe plant are the sugars. So I've mentioned, because obviously, because aloe is a plant, I've already mentioned that you get carbohydrates from fruits and vegetables. So this is a normal thing that you would find in fruits and vegetables, your sugars. Now, this is not sugar like Tate and Lyle or Silver Spoon. This is the sugars that you would get from nature. So we have, I've already mentioned glucose and fructose. And then we have this really, really special one, okay? So we have something called ace-mannin. Now, there are over 400 varieties of aloe plants, and the one that we use is the Aloe barbadensis. Now, the reason that we use the Aloe barbadensis, which is key, is it's the only one that will contain this polysaccharide called ace-mannin. And it is not actually broken down by the gut. It will go into your system absorbed whole, which is important. So what is interesting about ace-mannin is that I like to say it's as though it is the one that is like the conductor of the orchestra. It's with the ace-mannin is everything is working collectively together. And the ace-mannin has a really, really important part. And in fact, this is what is tested at the amount of ace-mannan that you have in aloe vera to show the quality of aloe. So when you look on the containers that we have, you will see, not that you can probably see it on here, but a very, very small on here is the International Aloe Science Council certification. Now, to get that, you get that because it's the amount of ace-mannan that you have. That's how they measure the quality. And so they will have a look at how much ace-mannan is present in the aloe, and ours goes way off the scale of what we need. So that is really important. So ace-mannan is one of the key players. Some other interesting things are plant sterols. And once again, I have literally just picked out a few because remember there's 75. And this one I picked out is lupiol. And the reason I picked lupiol is because it likes working together with salicylic acid. Now, you may have heard of salicylic acid before. You can also get it in willow bark. In fact, if you look at our MSM gel, you see that also contains willow bark. Now, the salicylic acid that you get in willow bark has also, as well as aloe, has been synthetically made in labs, and we know it as aspirin. So those two things like to work together. And these ingredients are very, very soothing. But I suppose, as I said, one of the most important things that we're looking at today is how aloe can work in your body and why you'd want to take it, especially to support your immune system. So let me just say that when people are drinking aloe, it's the collective nutrients and all of the things that I've shared with you are working together. So even though, this is the important thing, that even though there's only 1% of within there, because remember there's a lot of water, but the water is so important because it's providing the right environment for that other 1%. But this cocktail of ingredients, very interestingly, they are all in the right ratios, so they can kind of work together. I always like to give the example of water. Water is made up of 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen, H2O. So if you had 1 hydrogen and 1 oxygen, you wouldn't have water. So what is amazing about this plant is that nature has delivered all these wonderful nutrients and ingredients together in the right ratios. So your body can take from those nutrients what your body needs and will use them for what the body needs them for. So why would you want to have a shot of aloe every day? Well, most people want to have great skin, hair and nails, a good strong immune system, which we're going to talk about today. They want to have a great digestive system, great joints. They don't want to be tired. They just want to be the best that they can be. So having this cocktail of nutrients every day is going to support the body in the areas I've mentioned to be in balance. So let's just have a look then at what we have in our drinks. So we have the 4 drinks, and the plain one, I like to kind of say, because people say, well, which one would you drink for what reason? It's really down to taste, your palate, the top 3 anyway. So the plain gel, which is the yellow one, I like to say that this tastes a little bit like grapefruit juice, and people prefer to have a sharper taste. If you like something a little bit fruitier, then you'd have the berry nectar, and that has cranberries and apples. And then if you like something sweet, then you would have the peaches, okay? Now you can see on the slide the percentage of aloe that you have in there. So if you actually take the plain gel, okay, you can see it's 99.7% aloe vera. The other 0.3% is actually coming from the addition of vitamin C, and that is kind of like a regulator, and also it is an antioxidant. It's important. The vitamin C is something that's important when we talk about. So when we look at the berry nectar, 90.7% aloe vera. The other is coming from a little bit of cranberry, a little bit of apple, and then obviously the vitamin C. extra there. And then there is less aloe in the peaches, but still 84.5%. So this is all depending on what you, the flavour. Now, one of the things I need to get you to understand is, as you can see at the bottom, I'm talking about vitamin C. It says that they are high in vitamin C, which contributes to the normal function of the immune system and to normal energy yielding metabolism. Vitamin C has lots of different roles in the body, but I just thought I'd focus on the immune health for now. Now, to make a statement like that about the vitamin C, this is how it works. You have to have 15% or more of the recommended intake present of a nutrient to make a claim like that. 15% or more. To actually say it is high in or rich in, you have to have 30% or more of the recommended intake. So if you were to read the label that's on here, you would see that on the label it actually says that you have in 100 mils 56 milligrams, which is 70% of the recommended intake, which means that it is high in vitamin C. Okay, because what we've done, even though there's a little bit of vitamin C present in the aloe itself, because we've added vitamin C as part of that regulator and antioxidant, it has taken it way off the scale. So we can actually talk about the vitamin C to support your immune health, which is the key thing. If you were to look at the peaches, this has less vitamin C in, but it is still rich because it is over 30%. So this, when you are talking about aloe vera, and you are talking about aloe vera connected to supporting your immune system, you have to refer to the only thing that you can, and that is the vitamin C, okay? Because remember, the aloe is 99% water, 1% of all these wonderful nutrients that work together, but you don't have over 15% of anything else, okay? So that is the most important thing. But I'm going to come back to the vitamin C in a little while, because I think that, as you're going to see, it's the amount of aloe that is important as well. So vitamin C is one of the important ingredients that we need for our immune health. But I thought I'm going to pop in a slide here, and you can see that the immune system, this is a list of, you might say, the recipe that your immune system needs and you need like different bits, different amounts, I should say, of this. So you have vitamin A. Now in a plant, it comes in the form of beta carotene, and that is the, it's beta carotene will actually convert to vitamin A when it's in your body. So I know sometimes people who are pregnant want to know about vitamin A. So vitamin A that comes from animal sources is something you just have to cut down on when you're pregnant. So your immune system wants vitamin A. We have B6 and we have B12. We also have vitamin C, we have vitamin D, we have copper, folate, which is also a B vitamin. We have iron, selenium, and zinc. So this is like the recipe that your immune system needs. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, to support your health. Now, I've already mentioned that vitamin C has lots of different roles in the body. So you'd have a lot more of vitamin C going into your body compared to some of the other nutrients in there. This is because they all have different roles, but this is what you need to have to support your immune health. And what is interesting is that when you look at aloe vera, is that aloe vera actually contains all of these apart from vitamin D and selenium, okay? So it's quite interesting when you can see out of all the ingredients that aloe has, how special the plant becomes. So moving on from that then, I just want to talk to you about the minis, because on the next slide, what I'm going to do is I want to talk to you about how much aloe are people drinking? Because I think when you realise we have this whole cocktail of nutrients that is going to support your body. So it's going to support your body, all these nutrients for your immune system, your digestive system, your energy levels. It is a wonderful cocktail to take right now. And of course, there's a lot of stuff going around at the moment about topping up on your vitamin C. And of course, you've got a lot of vitamin C in your aloe. But then on top of that, taking more aloe on a daily basis. And when we look at the minis, and I've got the minis on my desk here, these actually have 330 mils in them, and it is entirely up to you how much you decide you want to drink. But sometimes if you take your base, and even talking to your customers and to your friends and family, that rather than trying to say, oh, I want it, you need to have this supplement and that supplement, start with the easiest thing, which increasing is going to be costing pennies. So here we have a list, and this is basically how much it will be costing. Now on the container, you will see that it talks about a serving size. So the serving size, the recommended serving size is 120 mils, okay? And that is, obviously, this is plant juice. So why not drink more? And why am I saying that? Because even though 120 mils on your litre bottle is at a serving size, then why do we have the minis? Yeah. Now, these can be drunk. Yeah. One of these every day, 2 of these every day, if you wish. Okay. So it's about getting all that goodness into you. So let's just have a look at this for a moment. And I'm just going to tell you about the vitamin C content. So if you're drinking 120 mils, that is going to give you 84% of the recommended intake. Okay. What about if you increased it to 200 mils? That is going to give you 140% of the recommended intake of vitamin C. And then if you were to have your mini every day, that's going to give you 230, about 31, but say 230% of your recommended intake. And if you have a look here, at just, all I'm saying is that looking at a shot of goodness. Now, I've always spoken about for the price of a cup of coffee every day. Now, if you look at the 120 mils, I have always referred to have your serving size of 120 mils. You can see that is less than the price of a cup of coffee every day. In fact, even for your retail customer, if you were to go on the high street and you were to go to one of the different coffee shops there, that is less than a regular coffee that you would get. Now, people are not going to coffee shops at this present time. People are not going out and socializing at this present time. So it could be a thought process right now to look at supporting your health and well-being with more aloe, more vitamin C, and you can see the prices there. So as I say, sometimes we're kind of thinking, I need this, I need that, I need the other, but literally drinking more aloe could be the base for everybody. And then the final slide, and then we're going to, I want to leave plenty of time this evening to do questions and answers, because last week we had a lot and I didn't have time to get through them all. I just wanted to bring in the aloe blossom tea. So you can see there in the picture the top of the aloe plant, and it's beautiful. But what we've done, right now, once again, people are thinking about supporting their immune health, and one of the things that you can do is start to reduce down some of your intake of things that can be a little bit dehydrating to your body. So that might be alcohol, lots of caffeine drinks. Now, of course, it's very, very tempting that we're in a situation, we're not going out and about so much, that we are drinking more. So if you are wanting to give yourself a little bit of a difference, and not just to keep drinking water all the time, you can always put one of our aloe blossom tea bags into your water, so you can have a hot beverage. And this is absolutely fantastic because it has a whole array of different leaves in here. So you've got blackberry, you've got aloe blossom, chamomile, which is very, very soothing, and chamomile, very, very soothing, especially if you want to kind of relax your mind. It's all about having a great mindset at this moment, and it's going to make you feel refreshed. So with that in mind, I am going to see if we have any questions, and I'm going to answer the questions. Oh, we've got people saying they're sorry. Okay, Humphrey and Kathy. Yeah, we were the same. It was great to hear all the people outside clapping for the NHS. So one question, why is the aloe only 99.7%? Now, okay, so one of the things that is important, you've got to be able to keep the aloe as fresh as the day it was harvested. So what we have done, we have taken the aloe, and that other 0.3%, as I said, is a little bit of vitamin C, and it is, generally speaking, the citric acid and vitamin C in there. Now, if you were to take some lemon juice, and you were to squeeze the lemon juice over a cut apple, the whole idea of doing that is that it will stop the apple from going brown. It will stop it oxidizing. And it's the actual citric acid that you get in the lemon that will stop that happening. So it is known as a regulator. It's to keep the product in the best condition it can possibly be. So I just want you to imagine it like that. Oh, okay. Yes, I've answered the question. Elaine has asked, what percentage of aloe is in the Forever Freedom? Yeah, I didn't mention that. It's about 90%, okay? Obviously, there isn't so much vitamin C in the Forever Freedom. So if you want to increase your amount of vitamin C intake, and talking about aloe, so whatever you are drinking at the moment in your Freedom, keep drinking that. So some people might be drinking 120 mils of Freedom as an example. And what you can do, you can top up on one of the other drinks, maybe the gel or the berry nectar, depends if you have a fruity, like a fruity or sharp flavour. Next question from Mike. Can somebody take too much vitamin C? Now that's a really good question. Well, basically what happens, you have different vitamins that are known to be fat soluble and water soluble. So our water soluble vitamins are our B vitamins and vitamin C. So when you're taking vitamin C, then what happens, your body is very, very clever. It will take what it needs, and then anything that is left over, it will flush it out of your body. Okay, so you need to be topping up with vitamin C every 4 to 6 hours. So one of the things right now, what I would be doing, especially we're talking about supporting our immune health, is maybe not to drink your aloe all in one go, but to have it, and maybe some in the morning, some in the evening, or if you're going to have 1 or 2 of these, to have it during the course of the day. So you'll keep putting your vitamin C in. What can happen is if you take a lot of vitamin C into your body in one go, and we're talking a huge amount, I'm not talking about what we have in our aloe, but huge amounts. Sometimes you see that advertised. Your body will go, oh my gosh, what's going on here? And you'll know you've had too much vitamin C because you'll spend some time on the toilet, okay? So it could make you a little bit loose and a little bit windy as well. So that's one of the things. And in fact, what you have to understand about the way that our products have been made is that they are absolutely working synergistically together. So you have to understand that, you know, you're not going to be taking too much from our products. Okay, Isabel has asked, what is a pathogen? Okay, so a pathogen is basically bacteria. Okay, we just want to make sure there isn't any bacteria or anything lurking around. So that's why we use this kind of steam or heat process, just to make sure we've killed anything off. Okay, so how to relay this information without sounding like regurgitating information from a textbook. Okay, so literally what I say to people is, I say over and over again that if you're talking about aloe, you just say, well, most people want to have great skin, hair and nails. Most people want to have a good, strong immune system. And right now, that's what people are really focusing on, their immune health. Want to have a good digestive system, great joints. They don't want to be tired. They want to be the best that they can be. And that's why people will choose to have aloe vera every day, because aloe vera contains a whole cocktail of nutrients. And it's the nutrients in aloe vera going to support your body in the areas that I've mentioned to be in balance. And very importantly, that our drinks contain vitamin C. In fact, it's a rich source of vitamin C, and it's the vitamin C that is going to contribute to support your immune health. Okay, as simple as that. Is 60 mils per day enough? Well, if you want my honest opinion, why would it say on the side a serving size is 120 mils? Okay, it's done for a reason. Maybe if someone is a smaller person, but generally speaking, I would always say take the minimum. It's like having fruits and vegetables, isn't it? Vegetables that, you know, the more vegetables you put on your plate, it's actually better for you. So 60 mils, I would definitely be drinking more. Yeah, you see, aloe blossom tea before bedtime, it's great because it's very relaxing. It's definitely better to have that if you are a little bit sensitive to caffeine. Now, some people can drink caffeine before they go to bed and sleep. I'm one of those people. Other people will drink caffeine at night and they'll find they can't go to sleep. So the fact with the aloe blossom tea, it's a perfect drink because it is caffeine free and it's very, with the chamomile especially, soothing and relaxing. So what else have we got? We can ask. So sometimes when people start to drink aloe, it's entirely up to them how much to start drinking. But generally speaking, I always refer to the fact that when people go onto the C9 or the F15, especially with the C9, it is suggested they drink a lot of aloe in one go. Now, if somebody may feel that they have a little bit of a sensitive tummy, and that they know when they start eating or drinking anything new, they need to just take it gradually. So literally, you might just want to start to build it up, maybe a tablespoon, then 2 tablespoons until you get up to your 120 mils. I think I've answered that question as well. My dad. Yeah, you see, giving somebody vitamins, this is I always work in my 1, 2, 3, okay? And I did this last week, that the first thing that I would get people to do is to be drinking the aloe. Why? Because one of the things I've mentioned, aloe vera, yeah, is going to support your digestive health. If your digestive health is out of balance, absorption is out of balance, because absorption is part of digestion. And you want to make sure that what you're putting into your body, all your nutrients from your food, from your healthy, well-balanced diet. And I know at the moment some people aren't getting out and about so much to get what they need, but we need to always talk about our products supporting a healthy, well-balanced diet. We need to make sure our digestive system is in balance to absorb those. And then if you are taking supplements to support that, you need to make sure your digestive system is in balance to support the absorption of your nutrients from your supplements as well. So always, this is your base, and make sure you're drinking enough. And as I said, what about increasing it right now? And then my next product would be to support your immune system, your digestive system, and everything to be in balance would be the Forever Active Pro B. That's our probiotic. And then the third one would be the Forever Daily, okay? Because the Forever Daily is a really good rounded supplement is like your multivitamin, multi-mineral. So it's got 100% of your recommended intake of lots and lots of nutrients that you need. So I wouldn't go over the top with that. Who asked that question? Deborah. I wouldn't go over the top with that. I would just keep it very, very simple. Yeah, aloe vera is a great drink too for people who want to support their immune health because of the vitamin C. And no, I can't answer that one. Sorry. Can we take many vitamins at a time, like Arctic Sea, Forever Moon, vitamin C daily, etc.? Yes, we can. Yes, just enjoy. Obviously, you're going to be taking them for different reasons. Now, I have this asked quite a lot about the Arctic Sea. The only two things that I say don't take together is the Arctic Sea and the Forever Fibre. Okay, so the Forever Fibre is one of the supplements that you can get separately, or it comes as part of the C9, the F15, the Fit. It's because fibre is, it's like a sponge. And if you have a lot of fibre in your body, then what can happen is it's like a sponge and it can absorb different fats. Now, it can't tell the difference, fibre can't tell the difference between having good fats and bad fats. Okay, so it will just absorb anything. So there's no point in taking your Arctic Sea, which has really good, healthy omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids in there at the same time as your fibre. They're the only ones that I say don't take together. Okay, as far as the super greens, to be honest, if you want to take, I would say 1 a day is absolutely fine. If you want to take two a day, you can do that as well. So yeah, that is fine. You know, just do a variety of it. So what I do is I put my super greens into my aloe vera drinking gel every day. I have it with so I take my aloe, my RG, my NutriQ10 and my super greens. For those of you who've been on my trainings know that is my favorite drink to get myself ready for the day. And then you can also take your super greens in shakes. You can put it into soups and stews, make some pancakes. There's lots and lots of different things that you can do as a bit of a variety. Okay, what else? So some of the products that we have that contain iron, we have a few. I generally say if it's for a woman, I would get them on the Vitalise for Women. The Vitalise for Women, you need to take 4 of those a day. It's a good rounded supplement. We also have iron. That's in our Nature Min is another one, but those are the 2 that I would recommend. The amount of ace-mannan that we have is way off the scale. Now, I'm going to be really honest with you, I have never been told what that actual scale is. All I know is that it is way over what it needs to be. Okay. So another question is, when would you start someone drinking aloe vera, at what age? Now, at the end of the day, because everybody has a different thought process over when to start giving their child aloe vera. So I like to say, I put it in the hands of the parents. And this is as simple as I get. As a parent, it depends when you decide as a parent that you want to start to put your child onto solids, okay? Everybody is different from when they decide. And I know with my children, I had triplets the first time round, the second time round I had 1. So they were both at different stages, and I actually started my youngest on solids a lot younger. I think he was about 10 weeks when I started him on a little bit of baby rice compared to the triplets. But it was, you know, different ages, 5 years between them. But generally speaking, if you decide you want to start your baby on some solids at 6 months, and you started to spoon feed your baby with a little bit of, I always give the example of stewed fruit, like stewed apple, then at that particular time, there's no reason why you wouldn't want to give your child a little bit of aloe. Yeah, you can quite happily drink aloe when you've come out of hospital. So can you take absorbency with aloe? Yes, of course you can. If you want to take the absorbency supplement alongside you can. That's absolutely no problem. You're not taking too much vitamin C. Like I said, your body's very clever. When it's had what it needs, anything that's left over, it will just flush it away. Okay, so as far as B12 goes in the aloe, there isn't enough B12 in aloe at all if you are focusing on B12, but we have the most amazing supplement to get your B12, and that is our Forever B12 and folic acid. You get 2000%, and so that is the most amazing supplement. Once again, I'm not going to talk about that today because we're talking about aloe vera, but definitely take that B12 supplement alongside your aloe if you want to focus on B12. Which is the best to have, firm or daily or vitalize with the gel? Well, they are 3 different products. So you have the Vitalize for men and Vitalize for women. So that is going to support the health of man's health and women's health. I like to talk about that's the hormonal journey of a woman. So those two going like this. So those 2 products are really for the health of men's health and women's health. The daily is a supplement, as I said, it's kind of your multivitamin, multimineral. So definitely you're taking your gel, and if you want to have a couple of daily on top of that, so that is topping up all your recommended intakes of everything. And then the Therm, once again, is completely different. With the Therm, it contains caffeine. And caffeine is a stimulant, and a lot of people will take that before they are being active. So if they are, well, obviously people aren't going to the gyms at the moment, but if people are going out exercising and they're going running, you may decide to take a Therm beforehand. And also what you have in the Therm is you have B vitamins and vitamin C, which are going to contribute to the reduction of tiredness and fatigue. So actually, that's a great supplement right now, especially we've been applauding the NHS. If you know any NHS workers, that is a great supplement to support them with their energy levels. Yeah, bee pollen and aloe. Yeah, bee pollen is a nutrient-dense food. So nature, again, it has small amounts of everything in there, and what happens is, because it's nutrient dense, is that if the best way to take it is to crunch it, and then that is going to, the receptors in your mouth are going to pick up the nutrients and use them effectively. So you can definitely take the aloe and the bee pollen together. The unique selling point of our drinking gels, well, the amount of aloe that is in there, and it is preservative free, but then on top of that, it is being delivered to you, the end consumer, as nature intended. And of course, what we want, we need to have the aloe and all the nutrients still active so it can do this job. How are we doing? Are we getting there? Yeah, you can put super greens in soup. That's absolutely fine. Yeah, drinking gel if you're a mum. Yeah, B12, Sylvia, absolutely amazing product. You can take the B12 supplement. If you you need to go, if you want to look at taking the B12 supplement, you have any concerns with your GP, your doctor, you need to go and talk to them. Always get their advice, always follow their advice first. I was talking about the Forever Therm, because the Forever Therm actually, this is for the NHS staff, because what you have in there, you have caffeine, which is a stimulant, you have vitamin C in there, and vitamin C also helps to reduce tiredness and fatigue, and also you have your B6 and B12 for the reduction of tiredness and fatigue. So if you want to take that, I've often recommended to people that are taxi drivers, shift workers, people that are really busy on the go. So you've got the Therm for that. Okay, how are we doing for time? Nearly finished. I think we might be actually on the last question. Okay, so someone here has said that they have been taking aloe and B12 supplements and feel absolutely fantastic since 2013. I have, a few more questions. Yeah, the move. So John is asking about the move. Obviously, always, your drinking gel is your base, your supplement to be added in, okay? So as far as the move goes, the move is a great product because it contains natural eggshell membrane, but it also contains turmeric, and turmeric is the active part of turmeric is the curcumin, and it's very, very potent. So it's a very soothing ingredient, especially if you've been on the go and quite active. So I think I might have got through all of the questions. If any of you have any questions that I haven't answered, maybe I couldn't answer them as they may be a little bit technical, I have to be careful what I say. But if there are any other questions that I haven't managed to get through, I think I have managed to get through all of them that I could answer, is that please, put some more questions down. And as I did last week, I spent some time going through all the questions to make sure that you are getting your questions answered. So please continue to put some more questions down. And I hope you've enjoyed the webinar this evening, and just remember that next week on Wednesday the 1st of April I'm taking part with Adam May, Jane Leach and Lisa Prescott. We are doing the Forever Experience evening, so please tune in for that. Don't forget to see if you've got some prospects that will be able to join in and listen to us as well. But in the meantime, take care, keep yourself safe, and enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye for now.